squirter. Another bowl just to make sure. Get that nose in there.
Why do they keep squirting?
Where did it squirt to them?
Straight up and out. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. They're just gonna be running. I thought I was doing this. You got egg duty. I thought it was just salt and pepper. Fancy eggs.
I know you don't know this, but the trick is you gotta cook with butter.
That's why you're on egg duty. You're just getting plumb crazy. So, are you classifying these as the best eggs?
Yes, they're your eggs.
They're my eggs.
I'm gonna take a bite. I get a crunch.
A crunch?
There should be no crunch.
There shouldn't be a crunch. No, I agree there.
I don't need a lid for eggs.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
I'm Jen.
And we're in the kitchen making a little breakfast. So I know right now it's kind of hot. A lot of people talking about the pantry challenge. Well, this is something Jen and I have been doing for several months now. Trying to eat in season, eat what we have, and not try to do too much out shopping because we all know the prices.
We got back from Mexico and we all need home cooked food.
Yes. I mean, our guts were not ready for Mexican food too much. But right now, I'm very thankful that she water glassed a whole bunch of eggs because that is the new hot topic and high price tag. So you just saw us kind of clean them and how we get them out. You just want to make sure not to put your hand in there. You're not going to get like a yolk for the most part. They're going to be runny. But
I had a few.
Had a few?
But yeah, mostly runny.
Mostly scrambled. But Jen is guaranteeing these as the best scrambled eggs we're going to have. Okay, what's in here, babe?
Well, first of all, it's all about skillet. Now, we use cast iron for everything. And I love cast iron, but I don't do eggs in the cast iron. I like this little skillet. I don't know what it's made of, but it's my egg skillet. Doesn't stick. They come out beautifully no matter how many you put in. You can't overcrowd it. And so we've got our water glass eggs, pepper, salt, and parsley. And the trick is to cook them in butter, not oil.
And butter. And then the rest of the breakfast is super simple. We had a crescent roll that was in the fridge, and we had a kielbasa that's in the fridge. So we popped those two things in there, and we're just gonna have that with our eggs. Nice, simple, quick, but delicious. And look at them things fluffing up.
I stir my eggs. I don't stop stirring.
Yeah, some people tell you don't touch them.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I like to stir them and keep them fluffy.
Yeah, and that's without any milk. Usually you have to have some kind of cream or milk to get them fluffy. Don't do milk. Well, they're looking good.
Last step is put your cheese in.
Put your cheese in.
Not too much. You just want to feel a little bit cheesy. I like cheesy eggs. There you go. Perfect egg. You got to break them up into little big chunks. Maybe that's the mom in me. That's because I had to do it when the kids were little. But that's how I like my eggs. Nobody wants a car-sized chunk of egg, and nobody wants to pull out a whole egg just attached. You got to break them up in little pieces.
Breakfast was fantastic. I think Jen might be right. I think they might have been the best eggs I've had. They were really friggin' good. But in the meantime, we also were kind of looking through the fridge and kind of cleaning some stuff out. We had some leftover pasta salad and lettuce that we're gonna let old Bessie, because he hasn't had a treat in a while since it hasn't been gardening season. Old Bessie! Here he comes. Uh-oh. I see you, T-Bird. Uh-huh. He done went and forgot while I was gone in Mexico. He tried to come at me my first day back. We had to solve that real quick. I think he realizes the point again of who he was messing with. I also wanted to say that this week, a lot of stuff will be getting added back into the Etsy store. Right now, I know for a fact, because we did it while we're filming this video, or Jen did, there are more teas and spices back out there in stock with a couple new teas too. One, I think it's called ginger turmeric, and then the other is like a warm bread pudding tea. So some new ones out there. Like I said, a lot of stuff will be getting added this week, next week, coming weeks. We're back active doing all the store stuff. So if there's some of your favorite Etsy items that you've been looking for, they're gonna be coming out there, and some are out there now. So go check it out. Okay, so it is much later in the day, and we were kind of debating on what we wanted to shoot today, if we wanted to just jump right back into homesteading, or if we kind of wanted to do some of the recaps and talk about 2022 and then talk about 2023, because yeah, it's later in 2023. It's the 11th now, but we weren't here, so we didn't have a chance to kind of talk to you all about accomplishments from the previous year, and then kind of what are the goals for the next year. To us, it's something very important to document and make sure, one, to hold ourselves accountable, and two, to reflect, to make sure that we're looking back on what did we want to accomplish, what did we accomplish, and then set some realistic goals for the future. And it's something I highly suggest you all do, no matter what you're doing in your life. Just making sure that you have some goals and make sure that you're working towards something and reflecting to see if you've done it or not.
Yeah, also for inspiration, because a lot of you all are trying to live this lifestyle as well. A lot of you all are trying to, bring the income home and be more sustainable. So if we can show you what we've done and what we've accomplished and our goals moving forward, then it can hopefully set a mind frame or a timestamp for you as well.
First off, let's address the elephant in the room. She's feeling better.
Yes, my voice is not the greatest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had strep. Antibiotics are saving the day. This family has unfortunately been through some antibiotics this past month, and
It has.
I'm not really sure what happened, but things just kind of spiraled, and holidays and all that. So yeah, I'm on the mend.
Yeah, so actually, let's touch base on that just real quick. So Wyatt got strep. He was first. And then Raylan, if you all follow us on our personal page, you know that we had, Raylan had a little minor surgery that she had to go through. She is perfectly fine now and on the mend and sitting right behind the camera just looking at us.
And then when we got back from Cancun, actually at the airport that morning, I noticed my throat was really starting to ache and not like a scratchy. It was like an ache. And then he looked at my throat and he was like, oh, you've got blisters everywhere.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad blisters. I was like, oh, man. Because sometimes you're like, oh, it looks a little swollen. Nope, they were very apparent. Knock on wood, I haven't got anything.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I don't know either. I mean, we forgot 2 toothbrushes when we went to Mexico, so we used the same toothbrush the whole week. And I still haven't got it. I don't know. Elderberry for the win, because I take it a little bit more consistently than she does.
Maybe it's because I'm the mom and I was tired.
Most likely. Okay, so I want to address that because it's been a minute. So let's get into 2022. So 2022 major accomplishments that we had set in stone or set as a goal that were accomplished. So the number one, which it feels like forever ago, but it was about this time last year.
So we had our grand opening around May, I think it was, Memorial Day, which was awesome. We had so many people come out. We had such a good time. And yeah, the store opened for the spring, summer season. It was a huge success. We got to meet a lot of people, a lot of you that traveled from everywhere. Yep. And then we got to meet a lot of our community, which was really cool. And, we're only open seasonally. We're not open all the time. So when the season ended, it was kind of sad, kind of bittersweet. Yeah. But our first season of being open taught us a lot and what we need to have and do. So that was cool. And we got to basically reflect all fall and winter. To make it better for this coming season, opening this spring.
Yeah, super excited about it. Love the store. And then also around that exact same time frame, where we're kind of doing the both parallel, parallel was building our big raised garden area. So the previous year was our first summer here, and so we didn't want to do anything kind of permanent because we wanted to test the land and see what worked and what didn't work. Well, we did a big in-ground garden the first year. Wasn't the greatest spot. It was good when it came to soil and sun, but it was too far away from our home. And so what we realized was we were neglecting that area a little bit. So we got some fencing up. We built a bunch of raised beds. We moved our greenhouse and really set up our big raised garden bed. So if you saw any of our gardening videos this previous year, you saw that area. It was a large task.
Yes, it was. And it was actually during the time when we were doing our Airbnb, and some of you all got to help us with that, which was awesome. But yeah, it was a big one, and it's the biggest garden we've ever had.
Yeah, and it was a great, successful gardening year too on top of that. So building that and then having probably one of our best years that we ever had in the garden was really excited. It makes us really pumped for this coming up gardening season.
So with all the new things that we did and all the expansion, something we had talked about in the previous year was trying to hire people. And that for us would be family, because that's who we want to employ first. And we want to give people, our family, a chance to work for us and be able to make an income the way that we do and be able to be on the farm. So we hired our first 2 employees this year, which was awesome. I think your mom was first.
Yes, it was my mom first.
We hired her around the same time frame, like May.
Right, because she moved into what was our Airbnb.
Yes.
And then we wanted her to retire, and we needed help with Etsy. Yes. So yes, we got her hired first.
And the store, big time. We needed someone down there. So yeah, that was awesome. And then we ended up hiring my brother as well, who lives here in our basement on the farm, and he is now the farmhand. And he's the one that takes care of the animals when we go and allows us to do that and does the chores and collects the wood and edits our videos too. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, that's the primary thing we hired him for. Was because our biggest goal was with these 2 folks was, one, we wanted the compound to grow again, which it has. And then secondly, we wanted to free ourselves up off some of the tedious things so we could start making the farm better, because it just felt like we were maintaining and not even maintaining great. So that's what the biggest benefit of them were. And it's really working out. So next, one big thing that we're proud of that we did was some speaking engagements. So we had a few speaking engagements. This isn't something that was new this past year, but it's something that we realized that we want to do more of. So we have been speaking at the Appalachian Fair. That was our second year that we did there. That was great. We love it. We'll be back again this year in Johnson City, Tennessee. And I think it's late August, like August 26th, 27th timeframe. Don't hold me to that date, but that's around the area. And then we went to HOA. We didn't speak at HOA, but that kind of feels like a speaking engagement because we got to meet so many people and talk to everybody. And then right after that, we went to the Gulf Coast Homesteaders meetup down in, I always want to say Navarre because that's where we stayed, but in Milton, yes, thank you. In Milton, Florida. And that was awesome. That was a brand new event that we've been to. It was their second year having it. And I promise you, if you haven't been to the Gulf Coast Homesteaders meetup, look it up. First off, Milton's not on the beach, but is it Navarre or Navarre? Navarre Beach, which is where we stayed, was only, 30 minutes? That's the prettiest beach I've ever seen in my life. And we just went to Mexico. And it's still, it's crystal clear. The sand is beautiful. So it's like a vacation. Plus you get to have a homesteading event and get to meet a bunch of people. So check that one out. That one's in October. And then we're kind of counting it as this year. We are still yet to do it because it's in April 1st. But that'll be the Keepers of the Old Ways. We booked it in 2022. So we'll be down in Dothan, Alabama. Come then to speak there. Actually, we're doing class there. We're doing SAS and tinctures. So that'll be a lot of fun. And we're really looking forward to rolling that on into 2023.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the speaking event. So definitely going to expand on that.
Absolutely. And we want to travel more too. So that'll be nice.
The last accomplishment we're going to talk about, definitely not the last thing we accomplished, but
no.
The last one that was really big for here on the farm was our classes. So last year we finally opened up doing classes here, and that included people being able to see the store, being able to tour the farm. We did canning classes, we did chicken butchering classes. The grand opening wasn't a class, but it was an event. So I guess just events in general on the farm. And that was awesome. That was so much fun. We had so many people come out. We really got close with everyone. We tried to keep it very intimate, smallish groups of people so that we could actually connect and they could connect with each other and make friends. And that was definitely one of my favorite parts of the year. So definitely something we're going to keep and expand on.
I completely agree. We have some lifelong friends just because of these events. It's funny. I know them by name and we talk often. Yeah. So 2022 set the bar high. Some little asterisk, what do they call that on America's Funniest Home Videos? The honorable mentions of 2022 was, of course, growing our YouTube channel, growing our Facebook channel, growing the Etsy store, the stuff that you all did that helped us out in supporting us and everything. Those are major accomplishments that it will always be a revolving door of always wanting to grow those areas. And we definitely saw that. We're really hoping for a big 2023 in all three of those areas. And I think we have some pretty big plans to make that happen. Yep. And so speaking of 2023, to kind of kick us off, the number one thing that we're focusing on is enhancing the store.
Yes.
So one thing that has happened since our Etsy is doing so well is the store has kind of turned into a warehouse. Yes. So when we're having down, that Tuesday through Thursday when it's kind of slow, next thing we know, there's a lot of Etsy boxes in there. And then so if you have a random visitor come to want to shop, it's this isn't in the tip-top state that we want it. So we're really looking at doing two things for the store and for the Etsy store. So to get the clutter out, the goal is to, if y'all seen that brick garage that we have, is to clear that out, really reinforce it, dry it out because the roof isn't great, and turn that into our warehouse to where the Etsy stuff's going to be. That'll clear up and make our store a lot prettier and a lot more organized, I guess we could say. But when it comes to enhancing the farm store, like she had mentioned with some of the events, we want to set up a little petting zoo, because the one thing we noticed is we don't really want people wandering the farm too much and getting behind us, because there's electrical fences back there and there's not people out there. So we just don't want people wandering there just for their safety. So we want to build a little corral, a little petting zoo, and bring down some of the goats on weekends and things like that, so we can have a little petting zoo down for people to see. We want to be able to do a little bit more event-wise stuff, maybe bring in food trucks, things like that, and really focus on enhancing that store environment.
Yeah, definitely for the events, like he's talking about, just making it a much bigger production and something that, people can hang out with the animals, they can feed them, but we can have our eyes on it kind of thing. And yeah, it's really exciting. It's kind of turned into like an interactive farm.
Yeah, I love it. Kind of like what you would expect when you go to a pumpkin patch kind of thing. So I wrote this down, and y'all know Zachanism. She actually even just looked at it. She's like, I know what you mean, but I don't know what you're trying to say. I said expanding the milking situation. So as you all know right now, we have dairy cows, and we have really just 2 dairy goats that we milk. We have 3 that were in milk this year, but Butters is just a mama. She's the most stubborn goat in the world to milk. So we just let her be a good mom and give us pretty babies that we can sell. So what I mean by expanding the milking situation is that it also kind of reverts back to the Etsy. We had never ran out of goat's milk.
Yes.
Like we had never had this issue of frozen goat's milk. Well, this year we did. Like we still have some soaps that are coming from the last, but it'll be the last soaps that come until our goats come back in milk.
Which will be soon.
Yes, it'll be very soon. We were close. But it made us realize that, wow, we need a lot of milk, because another thing that's coming up is more goat milk products, not just goat milk soap. So we're going to really need to enhance that up. All of our ladies out there are pregnant currently. So we have 1 goat milking stand that her and I go or milk, and we're very quick. But we're about to have like 10 ladies that are going to be in milk.
It's going to be quite the production line.
Exactly. So I want to enhance and expand our milking situation for our goats.
Yes.
See, now it makes a little bit more sense. So I just want to be able to make it easier and quicker, give us our own milking stand so we can go milk goats, at the same time, instead of having to like kill one at the same time together, kind of thing that we have right now, which works now, but it won't in the future. So that's what I mean.
We're also really wanting to expand the garden, not too much, but there is a lot more space that we intentionally left open. And then you all know that we put the meat chickens in there so that they could till up the ground, drop their poop, make compost, get it ready for our next gardening season, because we want to do like a big in-ground flower plot. So zinnias, sunflowers, whatever,
Dahlias, cosmos,
all of them, and then potentially maybe sell flowers in the store. I think that would be really cool. We're not looking to become a flower farm, but just that added little extra prettiness that people may want to purchase on their way home from work or, whatever. But
well, they're buying a tomato and pick up a bouquet for the wife,
yes.
kind
and
of thing.
Also add beauty to our garden.
Exactly.
We love flowers. We love zinnias, sunflowers, and anywhere we can throw that in is good. And, the seeds are awesome as well. So I think that's going to be really cool. We're excited about it. And the chickens did a great job. So it will be ready.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. She kind of talked about we don't want to become like just flower sellers and stuff like that. It's just another aspect of our overall business goal. Yeah. And it's something, if you're looking into this, it's something to try to reflect, because it has been successful for us. Don't big bang yourself. Don't say, I am this, and this is what I'm going to sell. The goal to me in a successful farm, because there are so many products that you have, is a bunch of things that are making a little income and you're not pushing it down someone's throat. And flowers would just be an added benefit to the store.
And, trial and error too. We might not like it, but might as well try.
Yeah, I mean, if we can pick okra and have rashes all down our arms, I think I'll happily pick some zinnias and put them in a bouquet. Go ahead. Sorry.
We're also wanting to expand our classes to virtual. So we talked about loving those on the farm last year and all the events. But one thing we've been wanting to do for about a year and a half now is expand those to virtual. So we have our website, thestivershomestead.com, with our shop and all of our products and stuff. But being able to have a whole section of courses where you can tune in, we can do one-on-ones, it can be community-like, and have that resource to where you might not be able to make it out to the farm, might not be accessible for you, it might be too far, but we can do it virtually, and you can still learn all the fun things that everybody else is.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So that are really classified as like 3 different things. So exactly what she just said. So like having specific courses available, not vlog style, like this is how to raise a goat kind of thing, stuff like that. And then the second piece is also like actual Zoom calls with us. So having that small group of 10, group of 15 to where we're all video chatting and we can actually speak to each other. So instead of like a live on YouTube or Facebook where you have to chat and there's a bunch of people and we're trying to catch it, it would be exclusive to just us and be able to talk. And it'd be different topics each time. Some might be like a campfire chat where we're just talking. Some might be about goats or gardening or business or how to build a YouTube channel. So that's the kind of stuff
Etsy, that would like the back end. How do you do this?
Right. What legalities do you have to do? And just really kind of, wear us out, as like ask us questions, but we actually get to see each other and talk. So it'll be pretty cool. And then last but not least, which will be funny enough, it'll be the first one that you all that happens.
It's actually the first thing that's happening.
Yeah.
So it should be on the top of the list, but we have to put it on the bottom.
And we're still not ready just yet in this video. But the big secret that we've been kind of playing around with for the past month, right? Like we've been decided for a month. That'll be happening hopefully in the next couple videos.
Yes, it's been about a year coming. And yeah, officially planning for it for about a month and happening very soon.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint, just a little bitty hint. And this will be for the true followers and so this is important for you all to watch every video and all the way through because you miss these little tidbits. We thought this was going to be forced earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Pretty good hint, don't you think?
Yeah, pretty much gives away.
You think so?
And most of you have already guessed it too.
But people that don't watch us or maybe miss that area have no idea what I'm talking about. So there you go. That's a hint at the big secret.
And we're very excited.
Very, but also nervous. So what a 2022. I mean, it was wild, it was busy, it was crazy, everything expanded. Obviously there were some setbacks, we're talking about the highlights. There was definitely some downfalls too, but when you reflect, you always think about the good. So I think that's something important to realize. If something does fail, that's not what you're gonna remember.
Yeah.
You're gonna remember the successes. So always make sure you're writing that down because you can hold on to those downfalls a lot. Write it down. What did you accomplish this past year? What were some of the highlights of your life that happened with business, with family, with farm, or with whatever it is that you're doing? And then make sure that you're writing down what you would like to get accomplished for the next year.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We're excited to bring you all along. Like you talked about in previous videos, it's going to be even more. You're going to have more of us, and whether you like it or not, we'll be here, and it's going to be closer, tighter knit, and more intentional.
And and a lot more joy.
Yes.
A lot more happiness, a lot more joy. None of that other stuff that's happening in the world. It's time to get the Stivers joy, right?
That's right.
That's right. We're going to just flood it in on everybody. Yep. So you all leave us some comments down below. Let us know some of your thoughts about what the future holds, especially about like the classes. What would you like to see? Is that something that you're interested in? Things like that, so we can get some ideas of what the group is wanting, and we can make sure that we can start getting these things set up and stay tuned for the big secret.
Also tell us your accomplishments and your goals moving forward this year.
Yeah, because it's great to feed off each other for sure.
Not New Year's resolutions, just your goals.
That's right. All right, y'all, if you're new around here, make sure to hit the subscribe button.
We love y'all.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.